Hello.
Hello, my name is Konstiantyn Kvurt, and just a couple of things to highlight. What is happening in Ukraine is the demolition of democracy, and journalists are the first target, and Ukrainian mass media are the first target in this business. It would be possible to treat what is happening with TVI channel as just a business conflict, and this is what existing power is saying in the international meetings and to the domestic public. If it wouldn't be Mr. Kharashkovsky, who is in one face owner of the channels, head of the Security Service of Ukraine, and member of the highest Council of Justice. That's the obvious and huge conflict of interest. As we speak, or yesterday, there was another file, another case opened against TVI channel, and this is one of the channels of Intergroup. They dispute another range of channels which has been issued earlier. We'll see shortly what would be the decision of the court, but I'm afraid that it would be negative to the channel itself. One thing to add with Mr. Kharashkovsky to add to all these things which we told about him. He is close to one big business group which is called Rosukrenergo. And this group is very tightly connected with Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. So the chances to win in such a game are really, really small, specifically if we do nothing. But as it was said earlier, everything we do is a struggle, and it is quite endless. Oleg?
Thank you. So I'm Oleg Harencar. I'm Deputy Director of TVI. I would like to speak about the future, but in some way I feel like I am in the future, because we have fought these fights before. I feel like I have been here before, and I've been somehow transported further up, but the problems have not changed. Of course, you saw how the journalists were mishandled. These are obviously not all of the cases of journalists being mishandled. These are just the ones that were caught on camera. When that happens, we put it on. When politicians are talking, where politicians are caught talking about bribes in parliament, we put that on air. This is the kind of TV station we are. We do not consider ourselves to be the opposition's TV station. We consider ourselves to be the independent TV station. So when the opposition comes to power, and the people who are in opposition now, when they come to power one day, we will criticize them as well if they do things that warrant criticism. So on the one hand, of course, it is really important that when unlawful behavior from police, from state organs happen against journalists, that this goes on TV and that the public is informed about this. At the same time, when such acts are not punished, when nothing happens, it gives a sense to people in the rest of the country that these kinds of acts are not being punished by government. So the police, the regional police outside of the capital, takes this, it fosters the atmosphere of impunity, which puts us in a bind in a way. On one hand, we have to report on these incidents. On the other hand, we have to somehow encourage punishment of these incidents, because when they are not punished, then it is interpreted as impunity, as a chance for impunity. And certainly the most serious case today is the disappearance of the journalist from Kharkov, Vasil Klementiev, which 3 months later, after his disappearance, very few people doubt that he's no longer alive. And in spite of the fact that the president himself said that he'll personally see to it that there'll be a quick and thorough investigation, there has been no news, there has been no progress, and this is tragically very reminiscent of other cases with journalists, like the investigation with the journalist in Russia, Politkovskaya, and like the previous case in Ukraine itself with Mr. Gongadze. So, on this note, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you.